You know, I like the old fashioned way of doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot.
All right, so there needs to be two documents entered. One is rescission of no contact order. And the other is there like a return of firearm? Here we go. Order to release weapons.
Am I allowed to go back to that house and go get my stuff now that she doesn't live there?
The restraining order, the no contact order has been rescinded.
Okay, but I still have stuff at that house.
You can go there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that house. I don't think she lives around here anymore.
So hold on, so where
I don't.
Yeah.
are the weapons? Where were they surrendered to?
Bremerton PD.
And the only other question I have is, you ruled that the Desert Eagle was still in my name. And when we surrendered the parts for the Desert Eagle, my brother brought them in. But he brought them in, but you ruled that that gun was still mine.
I didn't.
No, it's
That's
Sean.
Seaman, right?
Oh,
That was
okay.
a different person, but
Correct.
I turned those parts in.
The only reason why I'm asking this is because since this has started happening, my brother tried to kill himself and he's now in a mental hospital and he's not allowed to own firearms or anything, but that,
I didn't turn them in on your brother's behalf.
well, you turned them on my half.
I turned them on your.
So
behalf.
here's-
Okay.
here's what the order says. And the order says a background, for obtaining your firearms, the Bremerton Police Department shall return the firearms and concealed pistol license to the restrained person / defendant only if there are no other disqualifications that prohibit him from possessing firearms. If the restrained person does not provide a copy of this, wait, we need to be on the record. Okay, so the court is signing an order releasing Mr. Kruger's firearms back to him. I was just reading into the record the order. At the bottom of the order, it says a background check is performed prior to all firearm releases. When you come to claim your firearm, bring your government-issued photo identification, driver's license, identification, passport, military ID, whatever. Firearms will not be released without identification. Did you also surrender a concealed pistol permit?
I don't know where that is. I don't remember giving it to him or if I had
Okay.
just already naturally lost it.
So let's, do you want to print this or do you want me to print this?
Everybody looking at their numbers.
Well, I don't know where it would go if I print it, but I'll print it. And then, does he need like a list of the firearms that he surrendered, or do they have that, will they just have that when he goes there?
They should have, I have it in the discovery I received, but I don't have it with me at the moment.
Okay, let me see if we have it, if it was filed.
And then there was one additional one later, and that was when Shane ordered the parts to be surrendered, and I surrendered those to Officer Clevenger.
What about the third one and the fourth one? The fourth one that I remembered later and I sent the officer over to go collect weeks later. And then and then the third one was the shotgun that they found that I took as collateral.
I don't know anything about that. If they're under your name, then they would all be there.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I don't have a copy of any of that.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm looking up now. If there was a receipt for firearms surrendered, it ought to be in his file.
I don't know if they give you a receipt.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
We have two of
definitely
them.
do.
We have one on December 26th and one on January 29th. Of course, this one's blank.
The one on the 29th should be for the,
83202.
January, that should be for the,
The pieces.
we got the pieces.
Yeah, that's the one I turned in.
Okay, how do you,
If they aren't there, get with whatever's there. If you're not getting them all back,
Oh, it,
then let me know.
Zoom, what? Good Lord. Okay, both of these are blank. Why do we put blank receipts into the file? This is supposed to be a signed document with all the firearms listed on it.
I know in the discovery, I received a list of firearms that they had taken that night.
Hmm.
Here is a receipt that has a bunch of information on it.
Is it in his Laserfish?
Yeah.
Okay, how do I find it?
It says receipt for surrender weapons.
Right, both of these are
It's
blank.
dated 12/27/19.
Yeah, that's not in here.
Now,
Oh, wait,
I have it.
I have one more question.
Hmm.
If he's ordered by this court to surrender,
Mhm.
this court cannot give him back his gun rights.
Well, we shouldn't have lost them, right? That doesn't happen until conviction.
Oh, okay,
Right, so if he was convicted, he would have lost those rights, but I don't think they were ever taken away.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand this Laserfish stuff. Is there a way, okay, so I have to go to this file.
Is there a restroom up
Yeah, right around the corner. So go to page 2. So it's 3 documents that are receipt for surrendered weapons. One's dated December 26th, that's not filled out. One's dated January 29th, that's not filled out. And then you're saying the one that's dated 12/27 has all the weapons on it,
Yes.
but not the one he's talking about. So how many days later did you surrender the broken down one? What day was that?
I'm trying to look at my also notes too at the same time, but I believe it was, I'm gonna say somewhere in like January 14th, roughly, is when we said it was.
So the one that, the ones that you surrendered were 6 weapons, right? That on 12/27?
I'm trying to look for my notes, but I believe that's what was surrendered on that day.
We'll print that out for you. Is that what you're giving them?
Yes.
Well, I'm giving two, so let's just, you can have 2 copies then. And then,
You may want to.
oh, this is so irritating. What was the date? January something?
I think I turned one in late January.
Yeah, January 29th, this thing's blank. Yeah, there is proof of surrender. That's also blank. Why do we put these blank ones in here? I don't get it. Do you have any idea?
Well, because they get archived. So when we have the documents over here in Oak Courts and we archive them, sometimes they end up, they're blank ones, they probably should have been deleted and not archived.
Either that or identify them differently. We can identify them as,
Yeah,
completed or
it's
blank
Absolutely.
orders. Otherwise, I don't know where to find the one. So this is what, something Shane ordered later?
Yes, Shane ordered, there was a pistol that was in parts,
Is that a
Not-
miscellaneous document?
and it wasn't a full gun, but he ordered it surrendered.
Here's the Desert, so there's a letter from him about the Desert Eagle, is that what he wants?
Yes, whatever date that's dated on.
It's dated January 26th. It says, I, Jacob Kruger, took Joseph Kruger's Desert Eagle into my possession on December 10th. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
You want that letter?
No, I want the parts that we surrendered. Shortly after that, we showed up to court with that letter and he didn't like that and he asked for the parts to be surrendered. Mainly, it's just the slide that we're after. That slide's worth like $1,400.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the reason why we broke down the rest of it and was getting that Cerakoted so we could sell it.
I didn't realize guns were so expensive.
The 9mm carbine that they have locked up is like almost like $2,500 too.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
I don't know where to look for this.
I don't know what I used to make.
Will you what?
What I used to make, you put the bullet in, you put the
Yeah.
zip on the side.
What day was it?
Called a zip gun.
We have to go to the docket. Apparently Shane ordered it in late January or something of 2020. So it's January 29th is
Yeah,
he orders defendant to surrender additional weapon and provide proof of surrender to the court by next court date.
And I did,
Hold it. So the next court date was February 12th. Mr. Bratt testified that the defendant and another individual came to his office with a bag of the firearm parts, and that bag of firearm parts was surrendered to BPD. So when was it? Was it that day or was it between the 29th and the 12th?
There's one that says, Desert Eagle pistol defendant shall provide proof of surrender and proof of transfer as required by law.
Right, but we need the proof of surrender, the receipt, just like the one this was printed out to him. Did you get a receipt?
I believe I did from Officer Clevenger, and I brought it and I presented it to the court. That was the proof he wanted.
So is there on the 12th, is there anything that was filed on the 12th of February? That's Lincoln's birthday, by the way.
Oh,
The only president that's done more for, or less for black people than President
well,
Trump.
maybe. He wasn't quite sure, he said. I watched that last night. First he was,
Okay, hold on. So how about, and I also need a order, did you do an order rescinding?
Order of motion is in there.
What?
it's a false.
It's
statement.
in Laysville,
What
or,
is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oak
because
Course?
Lincoln didn't do
I did
anything
not see
for us.
anything from that.
Yeah.
It was, all he did was say.
Is there another one on February 3rd?
I'm gonna do an emancipation proclamation.
Really?
And it was just to get them to quit the war.
Yeah.
It wasn't to free them, it was just to, we're gonna do it if you don't
Right.
quit the war.
So it's just, I don't think there was any document scheduled or filed, because this is big.
Yeah, I love it,
Based on
every time
facts.
this photo
So
comes up
nothing's
on the
been filed in
TV,
February.
Bo growls.
Oh, Bo. How is Bo?
Oh, he's mad.
Yeah, because you're not around.
Well, 2 days now he said to stay home,
Yeah.
and he thinks he's being punished.
Poor Bo.
And I had the lady up the street come down to let him out,
Yeah.
and he won't go out. He just lays on the bed, on the pillows, won't move.
Oh. He gets a steak dinner tonight.
Yeah,
You gotta treat him.
Do I like any type of paperwork or anything?
Yeah, we're getting all this free.
No, I just meant for not guilty.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about that. What does he get?
Shouldn't he get something from the court that shows that the verdict was not guilty?
I have to put it in the docket.
Like
I
what?
assumed he would.
He wants he could have a copy of this, he can frame it if he wants.
You want a copy of that? That would show that not
Here,
guilty.
so print that. So what I've granted, an order rescinding the no contact order, so he can get a copy of that.
And hang on to that because it takes him a few.
I've also signed an order releasing firearms. But it doesn't, I'm assuming BPD keeps track of what firearms are associated with this cause number and they'll release all of them to him. And if they don't, you can come back and dig in deeper and see if we can find. So here's the instructions. You want to put that, make sure you have that with it. You can, wait, somebody's printing something out over here now.
Oh, it's printing from there?
Well, Cindy sometimes prints stuff for me. Oh, this is, yeah, so here's the order rescinding.
This is order for release of weapons.
Here's the second page of it.
Thank you.
And here's the verdict form that shows not guilty.
Thank you.
So, anything else?
I don't think so.
Can we go off the record for good this time?
I think so.
Thank you all for.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, Dawn,
Because
I guess we're done now.
probably a week to get this into the
Okay, thank you.
You, bye.
Now